Hello everybody and welcome back to another MCN. It is the end of the week, the end of the month, and spooky season. Woo. Whether or not any of you are doing trick-or-treating or not, today is a live stream that is going to hopefully reveal what is happening for next month, so the month of November. Will we have information on what could be featured at Summoners Fest? I don't think so. There's a lot that Kabam have to, I wouldn't say put right, but kind of put in place for the future to give a little bit of faith renewal in what is going to happen. I'm talking about, just game, everything really. The quality of fights in MCOC, optimization, the AI, inputs, right the way through to game modes, the state of battlegrounds, just quality of life. The works have got to be sorted out. But we need a new month of new content, because it would be like, well, we're going to stop uploading stuff or stop doing new content because we need to focus on the quality of the game. They ain't going to do that. But we may get an idea from Summoners Fest and maybe even from the live stream itself on the plans for the future. So we'll be doing the live stream recap as we normally do. This is at 9 a.m. PST time, which Kabam have put in this. And I don't know if that's UK. We've done daylight savings time. So this could be 4 p.m. UK time or 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. European time. So it could be a bit of a shift, but I think it's going to be normal time for those in the Americas. But we shall find out later on, but exciting times. And just before we go further into the show, just to let you know, this video does have a sponsor. We've got a gaming monitor as a sponsor. I'm really excited about this. So the KTC monitor, let's roll it. In the description, you'll find a link to the KTC 32-inch curved gaming monitor, which is a large monitor at a decent price. Gamers prioritize various things. For me, it's refresh rate. The KTC features 2K, that's a QHD, 1440p at 180Hz, which at the cost is pretty good. Having such a curved monitor is great for those who have Xbox, PS5 or other consoles and even want to use PC with or without a HDMI splitter system. Packaging was on point with plenty of protection for the actual monitor itself. Just as simple as unwrapping, and all of the bits were indeed with it. So you definitely know that it's of good quality when it arrives. All parts, including power supply that I received, were absolutely immaculate and well supported, as well as an extra display port cable, which again, very welcomed. Instruction manual, and of course all the bits to assemble it against the monitor stand, which is a very stable and strong metal stand at base, leading right up to the top if you want to have that, or what I want to do, which is I want to expand my monitors. The left-hand side monitor was the one that I wanted to change. The quality, as you can see on screen, was not good before changing over to the new one. I do like watching a lot of live streams and of course running different documents. You can see as well all the ports are there for the device, which is really important. The display port, there's 2 of them, and there's 2 HDMIs, which again, very important. There's also a USB slot as well. Of course, I want to use my own setup and my own kind of like monitor arm. Taking apart and adding your own monitor base plate on is fine. And that's great. Compatibility is amazing. So if you choose to use a stand or use the base plate with monitor arm, it is down to your own personal preference. Assembly, perfect. Getting it right in place, even better. And everything looked absolutely amazing. Just a simple switch on. Even my old DisplayPort cable worked a charm with it. So compatibility, fantastic. First of all, the settings look pretty good, and you can see there's a good amount of kind of high definition, but it's not completed yet. I do recommend to anybody to go into your display settings and bumping it up to 180Hz, just so you're getting that maximum refresh and performance from it. And you can see some improvements have been seen on this side of things. All in all, I was very happy, and as well, I like the way that I can get my editing software set up better on Premiere Pro, because I've now got a bigger screen and I can stretch it better as well. So a great buy, great performance, great looking monitor. Go and check it out in the link in the description. And thanks to KTC for sponsoring this video. For clarity, this is the monitor right here, and it's been running fantastically, so I can't recommend it enough. Go and check it out in the link in the description, and check out those promo codes, percentages off, 10% off, using the code, which of course is in the description information as well. Thanks to KTC for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the programming. I think that's how that line works. Probably not. So let's get back into the coverage and the rebalance program. I've seen lots of points, lots of theories, lots of feelings, lots of sentiment. People that are sad to see the program go. I think a lot of people that are sad to see it go are sad to see something in place that provides a structure around new champions coming into the game and how they are balanced to be good or bad. However, and I will make this point about the champions that haven't been addressed, ones that I was like, well, what the heck happened with Destroyer, Serpent, Yelena, of course, Dark Phoenix, definitely, of course. Like, there's more question marks around like why those are the way they are, and what is a rebalance program? What is balance? What is meta? What is balance and meta together and going, yeah, Dark Phoenix is okay with a champion to put in defense and keep it there because it's a very balanced champion. No, it's not. But it's over now, so we can I don't know, pour out a beer on the grave, so to speak. I've got that kind of decent. Was it the I can't remember what he's called, Flash thing? You know, where he's like on the gravestone, like, you know, rebalance program with it. Yeah, so there's but there are bigger questions, aren't there? Like the just limbo. As I said in my video yesterday, limbo. Especially because people are looking for like buffs to Dracula, buffs to the Maker, maybe buffs to High Evolutionary. Players are going to be looking for that. And with no stability around what happens to these champions and a month's waiting in order for stuff to happen to go positive or negative, you're left in a bit of a sticky situation. I think one good thing, at least, it's the champions that you're looking for improvements for and buffing. So on the subject of old champions, absolutely still planning on buffing old champions. Nothing on that front is changing. So that's some good news, I think, from that. And there's some surprises I think you're going to even find today around some stuff. But there's a lot more older champions that need to be buffed, but at the same time, yes, new champions need to be kept in check and balanced and reworked or rebalanced if the situation calls for it. However, we said in yesterday's video, rank down tickets will have to come back into the game because we're now going into surprise nerf territory. And if we go into surprise nerf territory, then we're in the same situations we were with Namor back in 2020, as I've said before, or end of 2019, December 2019, I think it was, or 2018, or whenever that was, and the instances of 12.0, and we just go back to these bad times. And we've allowed powerful defenders to just go on their merry way and not be kind of like had checks and balances. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this matter? Put it in the comments, and whether you're pro, happy, no, blah, 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 I don't know. I'm going to cover something just quickly, and it's annoying because whoever sent me a DM with some evidence around somebody cheating in Alliance War, I am so sorry. I don't know where that DM is, but I know I've seen it. Or someone tagged me in something. Anyway, there's been this kind of like little underweaving issue with some people being said to be cheating in Alliance Wars. And we'll talk about Battlegrounds in the next story, but this one's all about Alliance Wars. So there's been a particular set of players. I definitely know this has been a thing. However, it's how Kabam have dealt with it. Now, I have gone and found said person who I think has been banned. They're definitely not in the alliance in question anymore. And I won't be kind of like alluding to who the alliance is because, you know, it looks like it potentially has been dealt with. Anyway, this person is no longer in alliance, and I can't check if they have when the last time they were active, but I'm going to assume they have been straight up banned. But if that was something that happened from the last Battlegrounds, it would be, the word of the day is interesting, if Kabam have actually dealt with this for the fairness of like punishing the alliance in question or alliances, because it's not been one, it's not been two, but I've definitely seen evidence of multiple alliances having people in them that have cheated. Now, I've spoke about this years ago when I was like, one player's actions should not punish 29 other players in that alliance. And that's true. But at the same time, it's the other alliances as well. Alliances that may have been able to go up a tier and as a result have not successfully done that because there's been cheats, mods, hacks, whatever employed by some of these players. Good to see they're being banned or potentially being banned. However, and as I've said, like the issue still remains that like the alliances that have been cheated on and been unable to make those gains to go further into a new tier, like go from say gold 1 to platinum 6 or whatever's available, or from platinum 2 to platinum 1, or from platinum 1 to masters, or go up higher in masters. Like that's not good. So disappointing to see this, and I thought we were over this, but maybe there's been more of a sophisticated based cheats that have been employed in, especially because a lot of the information that people have been feeding me and the evidence points to more latter stages of the season. So were people cheating for a chunk of the season or putting cheats on towards the end point, especially with the rise of this new Battleground season and of course the solo event that comes with that? And have you seen incidents even of cheating against you in your against your alliance, or people that are a bit shady? Let me know in the comments. So we're going to finish off on Battlegrounds. Now we've talked Battlegrounds one story in this as more of a kind of comedy type thing, but there's some viability to how you kind of go and do it. To kind of get to right to the very top. Now I've got to get proactive this, but you know, if anybody knows what's been going on personally for me at the moment, you know that it's not something I can give any extra time to, especially this season. I'm hoping to do this, just time's a factor for me at the moment, and I've got a lot on, and especially for the next few days and next week before the to get ready for my dad's discharge from hospital. But on the subject of this, cheating in Battlegrounds is a bit of a thing. I think that we've got this issue because people are chasing this right here for the free Titan. It's like dangling a carrot in front of an animal. They want to go eat it, you know, in front of a donkey. And that's a fine piece of ass. But what isn't a fine piece of ass is indeed the donkeys that are cheating in Battlegrounds, or the kind of like sus things that happen. Kabam have been alerted to many people like going about getting super high in, well, not super high in Battlegrounds, but kind of like exploiting the system, so to speak. I know some people go AFK and they're farming their points in the mode. I got nothing against that, and you might think like, oh, you know, you should have something against people doing that. Look, Kabam take your time away from you. And if you're going like, oh, I'll just throw myself into a fight in Battlegrounds and I'll just concentrate on some work, do some housework, look after the kids, but I'll just throw myself into kind of just doing the quick fight whilst I concentrate on something else, then there you go. If people forfeit, you know, that's how it is. But it's when you get into some of these higher metas and like higher areas, especially when we come to like, you know, Uru, and when things get competitive in Gladiator Circuit, and this season in general, because people seem to be a bit more proactive with playing, it does have a cocktail, a recipe for just unfairness and disaster. The biggest difficulty is trying to get these cheaters banned quicker rather than later. You know, as said to Karate Mike here, as you stated before, and should be understood by everyone, you cannot stop a player from cheating before they cheat. Obviously, easy anti-cheat, you'd hope would be able to target these people. But in this particular case, we now have screenshots 15 days apart from each other of someone being pretty blatant about their cheating. They were probably cheating before 15 days ago, and their account is still active today. How in the world is something like that actually possible, and what changes are being made to better address such a lackluster effort? And yeah, that's pretty clear modding. He's now banned. I guess it's the future proof, and we just don't have that yet to kind of future proof a lot of these problems when targeting people before they do damage to you on your wasting your time. There's further things to talk about Battlegrounds, you know, defender metas and how it's unfair for it's not unfair, unfun for the people at the top end. Watched a really decent video by Nagasi. Like, that was a very, very interesting video that he put out on his channel. Just kind of, there's a lot of things as well. A lot of things Kabam have to improve on, but as we've learned from this year, there's a long list of things that Kabam have to do to improve on this game. We've got to see where Kabam are going down. Like, I can complain till the cows come home. You can as well, but it's up to Kabam how they choose to react, positively or negatively, or don't do anything against the things that players are raising now when it comes to stability, game direction, and quality of mechanics and the modes in game. But anyway, on that note, what are your thoughts on some of the questions raised and some of the topics we've covered? And also, I'll see you in the live reaction video later on today after the live stream, as well as coverage over the weekend on some of the new things that may be coming to the game that could be positive. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.